So I came across this video talking about where winds meet gacha system and how predatory it is. I've made a couple of videos talking about how predatory it is and whatnot, but this is a reaction video. Now, I did already watch this video on my phone. Then I went to the comments section, and the amount of people defending this game's predatory gacha system is really, really worrisome. It is scary. All right. So this video is about 16 minutes 58 seconds, and we're gonna watch the whole thing actually from start to finish, and then I'm going to give my take on it.
Making the headlines in recent times. It is the kind of milestone that usually signals a masterpiece. And to be fair, if you're just running around the world of Where Winds Meets, fighting bandits, exploring this incredible 10th century map, it certainly feels like one. On the surface, this game is a victory lap. It is a free-to-play AAA experience that feels too good to be true. However, beneath that polished surface, there is a mechanism at work that is, let's say, aggressive. Today, we're not talking about the combat or the graphics. We're talking about the bill. We're going to break down how a $35 outfit in China became a $400 gamble in the West, and why the global version of this game feels less like a localization and more like a tax, at least for the outfits. If you appreciate commentary that respects your intelligence and your wallet, do me a favor and leave a like on the video. It helps more than you think. Now let's look at the numbers behind the headlines. If you only look at the press releases, you would think that Where Winds Meets was purely a victory lap. The Steam reviews are sitting comfortably at very positive, and on paper, the game is a massive runaway success. And honestly, if you put it up and play for a few hours, you would understand why. This isn't some cheap cash grab taped together in a weekend. The combat is genuinely crispy. The movement, that wuxia fantasy of running on water, climbing walls, it feels incredible. It is a legitimate high-quality AAA experience. In the industry, we call this a Trojan horse. For those who don't know the story, the Trojan horse was a beautiful giant wooden gift left outside the gates of Troy. The people loved it, brought it inside, and then night fell, and soldiers climbed out to destroy the city. Where Winds Meet is a very beautiful wooden horse, and the gameplay is the gift, designed to get you to open the gates. Here is where it gets tricky, and why the arguments online are so heated. The developers have built themselves a very strong shield against criticism. Usually in these games, we complain about pay to win, where a rich player or a whale can just swipe their credit card and become instantly stronger than everyone else. Where Winds Meets doesn't really let you do that. Or at least, they managed to hide this better than most. The game uses a stamina system. Think of it like a battery that powers your ability to run dungeons for loot. You regenerate 1 point of stamina every 8 minutes. I regenerate 1 point every 8 minutes. The guy who just spends $40,000 on a boat also regenerates 1 point every 8 minutes. The game also uses a server level cap. This means that no matter how much money a whale spends, they can't be level 60 on day 1 while you're stuck at level 20. The server locks them to the same level as you. Sure, they might buy the battle pass for a few extra stamina potions or a little more healing, but they generally cannot buy a magic sword with 10 times your damage stats. This is brilliant design, but not for the reasons you think. It is brilliant because it gives the developers a perfect balance. Every time someone points out that a costume costs $400, they can simply point at the level cap and say, but look, progression is gated. We're not selling power directly. And technically, they have a point. The game feels fair, but that feeling of fairness is being used to distract you from the fact that while the carnival rides are free, the concession stand is charging $500 for a bottle of water. Now let's talk about that water.
So let me just pause right there and say this. Everything that he said in this first part here is true. There is no pay to win. The only thing that you're going to be buying if you're spending any type of money is cosmetics, or if you want to change your gender, which is also about $30 fucking. So if a premium costume runs you between $30 and $40, and this is if you don't have any vouchers, by the way, because you can get vouchers in the game, and you want to change your character's gender, you're looking at about maybe $55 to $60 total to change your gender of your character, which should be, I'm not going to say it should be free, but it shouldn't be like $30 for you to change the gender of your character. It should be more like 10, maybe 15 max. I think it's 1,200 and 80 echo beads to get a pill to change your gender. That is, I'm looking at the game right now because I have Where Winds Meet on right now. I'm looking at the top up echo beads. Let's see, you need the $15 pack, which is 900, and the $10. So that's $25 actually. Yeah, that's 25. No, I lied. It's $20. I believe it's $20. Mm-hmm. It's somewhere along the lines of $20 to change your gender. So I'm gonna correct myself on saying it's $30. It's $20 to change your gender, I believe. If I did my math right. I'm sorry. I'm like sitting far from my damn TV. My TV's pretty big though, so yeah, it is. It is. All right, let's get back to the video.
When a game moves from one region to another, you expect minor changes. Maybe the servers are in a different spot, or the event schedule shifts. What you generally don't expect is for the entire store to be surgically reconstructed to make you pay more. Yet that is exactly what happened here. In China, Where Winds Meets operates on a commodity model. That is a fancy way of saying it works like a normal grocery store. You see a cool outfit you like? Take the Veiled Edge as our example. You look at the price tag, it is about 35 USD. You pay the money and you own the outfit. Simple transaction complete. On the global version, that outfit was removed from the shelf entirely. You cannot buy it. Instead, they moved it into the casino model. They took that same $35 skin and locked it inside the Celestial Echo banner. This is the Gacha, a loot box system where you pay money to pull a random item, hoping you get what you want. To hide the real cost, they use a clever bit of math. And nowadays, most Gacha games have a safety net called pity. This means if you are unlucky for a long time, for a number of pulls you're not getting what you want, in this case, 150 pulls, the game feels bad and guarantees you a high-ranking item. You may think, okay, so if I have bad luck, I just have to pay for 150 pulls to get the outfit, right? Well, not really, you're wrong. In the global version, hitting that safety net, that pity, doesn't give you the outfit, it gives you an orb. An orb is just an exchange token. Think of it like a ticket you win at an arcade. Here is the kicker though. The premium outfits, the ones that give you the cool white hair or the special effects, cost 2 orbs. Let's do the math. To guarantee this outfit, you need to hit the safety net twice. That is 300 pulls, baby. At roughly $1.50 a pull, you are looking at spending.
It is not $1.50. It is 160 echo beads, which translates into... Oh shit, yeah, he's right. Hold on, let me get my PlayStation controller. Ugh. See, $1.60, right? $1.60. I guess he's right. No, not really. It's gonna cost you a little bit more than that. Let me... Oh, fucking A, man. Hold on real quick. This is an actual live reaction, bro. Unedited, uncut. So, hold on. Let me grab my trusty... let's see. You get 60 echo beads per dollar, right? So, let's do times 3. Oh, then... Okay, let's do times 2 then. Yeah, you would have to spend more than that. So it's in between yeah, it's not a, yeah, I guess maybe it's $1.60 per pool. I guess it is. I can't really say that it is. At a 20 pool, well, 20 interval. I guess it is. I don't know, man. I'm not. Let's just finish the video.
Nearly 450 US dollars. Quick correction from Glaivekiyo in the future. That 450 estimate, that was actually being generous. If you're buying the currency directly, without the limited first-time bonuses, community math suggests the worst-case scenario for a guaranteed outfit is actually closer to $670. So yeah, it's worse. We're talking about the exact same digital file that a player in China can buy directly for 35 bucks. It is not an inflation adjustment. It is an 1100% markup simply because your IP address says that you live in the West. It is a global tax, and it is being applied to almost everything you actually want. If you thought $450 for a dress was where the rabbit hole ended, you might want to grab a shovel because we're going much deeper. Acquiring the item is actually just the entry fee. $450 entry fee, that is insane. The real money pit is a little system called reforging. You see, when you finally pull that rare weapon skin you wanted, you don't just have the cool version of it, you usually get a basic ugly version. Well, not really ugly, but like incomplete version. To get the gold or ice glowing effects you see in the trailers, you have to gamble on 4 separate parts of the weapon: the color, the blade, the guard, and the hilt. It works like a slot machine. You spin the wheels and maybe you get the gold blade. Great, you want to keep that. So the game lets you lock that slot so it doesn't change on your next spin. The catch is that every time you lock a slot, the price of the next spin goes up exponentially.
This is correct. So now it gets worse. So now it's ice. This is the correct one. You lock it, it gets worse. Now it costs 2 rocks to reroll. You lock another one, it costs 5. You lock the last one, it costs 10. 10 is crazy. That means you press this button once, it's $30 gone.
And by the time you have 3 of the 4 parts locked in, say you have the blade, the guard, and the hilt perfectly gold, and you are just waiting for that final color match, a single click of the reforge button costs about 30 USD. That is $30 every time you twitch your index finger, and there is no guarantee that you will get it, which is awesome, isn't it? We saw this play out in real time with content creators. One streamer went in planning to spend about $300 to get a cool spear.
Hold on. Does it look cool? It does, in fact, look cool, but it could look even cooler. All right, so do I just click this button? Let's just see if it. We're just gonna see if it's a. We're just gonna see if it's a scam. That's what we're gonna see. It's a scam. Why didn't it change? Why didn't it? Why it didn't change? Do you have to get all the way to here to get the spearhead to change? And then all the way here to get the shaft to change? And then all the way here to get the sheath to change? And then all the way here to get the light? So I can't even get a light unless I get to the other side of the thing. Okay, so how many times do I have to do it? How many times do I have to do it to get like this one? Right? 30 times? 30 times. 30 times. 30 times. 200. 6,000. Okay, 6,000. Well, that's only 6,000. That's... Well, shit, that's only like 150 bucks. 200 stones for the glow. So I need to buy 200 reforged stones for the glow. For a glow. Right? And it's random which one it is. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. So 200, that's 200 times 200, which is 40. Okay. And 40,000 pearls is... How much is 40,000 pearls? Okay. So let me get this straight.
He got trapped in this reforged loop. He had spent so much money getting the first 3 parts that he couldn't stop, or all of that money would be wasted. Psychologists call this, and I bet you've heard this before many times in this channel, sunk cost fallacy. It is the feeling that you have invested too much to quit now. By the time he got his digital spear to turn gold, he had spent over $2,200, man.
What the heck?
Man, you could have gotten a blowjob, bro.
Sorry, children. This is supposed to be a family-friendly channel.
Remarkably, even that isn't the ceiling. Deep in the crafting menu, there is a blueprint for a guild boat. It is a massive luxury ship your whole party can ride on. To build it, you need 170 specific items that only drop from the gacha. When you crunch the numbers, this boat costs roughly 40,000 USD. That is the price of a real world car. God damn. Now you might be asking, who is actually buying a $40,000 video game boat? The answer is probably nobody. And that is exactly the point. This is is a sales tactic called price anchoring. If the most expensive thing in the shop is $500, you think, wow, that's expensive. But if the most expensive thing is $40,000, suddenly that $500 outfit looks kind of reasonable. It looks like a steal. What a deal. The boat exists to make you feel smart for only spending half a grand on a costume. It resets your brain definition of what expensive is. Now you might think that you're above it. You don't think that way. I can assure you there is someone on the internet that feels that way. And you gotta look at it from their perspective, man. This is the way companies prey on, for the lack of better term, misguided people. Now you can ignore the $40,000 boats. You can choose not to gamble on the weapon skins. But one thing you cannot ignore is what the developers deleted to make this economy work. The biggest tragedy here isn't the price hike. It is the removal of the trading system. In the Chinese version, the game has a feature called the Xiao Jinku. It is a player market that facilitates a circular economy. Basically, if you are a free-to-play player with zero money but a lot of time, you can grind for rare materials. Then you sell those materials to the rich players, the whales, who have money but no time. The whale gets this item and you, the free player, get premium currency. It's a job, basically. Your time has value. Eventually, if you work hard enough, you can buy the cool outfits from the shop just by playing the game. In the global version, they cut that wire. The trading system is gone. The result is an economy that acts like a sink.
This issue is the issue that people should be on the front lines fighting for. Why are the global players being mistreated while the Chinese players are benefiting? For what fucking reason? This can and will be the reason why the game fails globally. But it's going to take a while for global players to wake up. Because right now, they're trying to defend the game. They're trying to defend the game and its predatory cosmetic gacha system. Back to the video.
Money flows from your wallet to the developer and it stops there. It never flows between players. If you are a free-to-play player, there is no amount of grinding that will ever get you that premium currency. You are permanently locked out of the economy. This makes a rigid social divide inside the game. You see, when the game uses a specific visual language for wealth, the free dyes are all earth tones. Browns, grays, muddy greens. You look like a peasant, for the lack of better term. The premium dyes, the ones that cost real money, are the bright reds, the golds, and specifically the pure white hair. White hair in this.
I had to pause it there. Let's go back real quick. So those dyes that he just showed, that, you know, there are brighter colors for your costumes, they're not that hard to obtain. Matter of fact, you get those for free in a lot of instances. So I do disagree with him on that. Now, hair dyes, yeah, you have to spend a shit ton of money. I'm talking, you have to be a whale to afford those hair dyes, because everybody else is going to be rocking those dark, dingy, muddy looking colors, and it's fucked up. I thought that I was able to dye my hair for free in this game when I first started playing, and I found out, hell no, I don't have that type of money. I don't have deep pockets like that. Or rather, I'm a smart spender. My money stays locked up in the bank or safe because, you know, I live in the real world. Back to the video.
Real money are the bright reds, the golds, and specifically the pure white hair. White hair in this game isn't just a style choice, it's a receipt. It is proof of purchase. When you walk around the main city, you see two distinct classes of people: the glowing golden gods, who have spent $500 to turn the lights on, and the gray muddy masses who are just trying to play the game. The problem is, an MM.
And that's another problem with Where Winds Meet. They've built this segregation. Let me sit my controller down. They've built this segregation. They built this wells, rich, wealthy, high spenders. Then you drop down to the mid-tier spenders, aka middle class. Then you drop down to EBT, food stamps, broke, poor as fuck, eats fried chicken and water. Okay, no, now we're just getting racist. But you see that they've built this hierarchy in the game. They've built rich, middle, poor. That's what they've built into Where Winds Meet. They've already programmed y'all. and y'all running around defending the game. You don't have to buy it. It doesn't affect the gameplay. It doesn't. And you know what? I'm gonna agree with you. I am the God Legacy. I'm going to agree with you. While it doesn't affect gameplay, you can't lie that it's psychological. Cause I see people wearing these badass outfits with the fucking glowing effects and the white hair and shit. And I'm like, damn, I want to be like that too. And you know damn well you do. The game programs you for that. I hate to say it, but it does. It wires your brain for it. It fucking attacks you psychologically. I see people with badass glowing outfits and it's like, damn, but I'm not about to spend $500 for it, bro. I couldn't justify that shit. Not unless I ain't got shit else to do. If I have a little extra money, I think I've spent at most, the maximum amount of money I've spent for a skin in this game is around about $30-$40. That is like current. Like that is like real current. That's the most. I did just buy the brand new outfit that got changed in China because Chinese players were complaining as they want to censor everything. They think that too much skin being exposed or something looking like a bra is overly sexualizing female characters. So they had one outfit changed. Hopefully it doesn't affect the global version or we get to keep ours, but they add more options because the Chinese players are angry right now over stupid shit. But that's supposed to be a whole nother video because I actually did record that, so I might put that out tomorrow. I might put this out today and then the other video out tomorrow, talking about the censorship or with the changes with that one outfit. But I bought that outfit recently as well. That was about $15 out of pocket. Back on subject, the game programs you. You see somebody walking around with badass hair dye, white hair, and a fucking glowing ass dress. It's like, bruh. Or no, not just dress, but glowing outfit, accessories, weapons. It's like, bro, I want to be on your level. But financially, it's not smart. Back to the video.
MMO needs those muddy masses to survive. If a free player feels like their time is worthless, if they know they will always look like a background NPC no matter how hard they work, they tend to quit. And when the free players quit, the whales have nobody to show off to.
This is what I like to say would be 100% true. This is true. Eventually, the low spenders, no spenders, are going to say, fuck this game, I'm done. I don't care how hard or how much I do, I'll never get this or that. I'll never look like these whales. I'm done with this game. This is true. This is true. And then eventually the whales are going to be like, well, there's no one to show off to. So I'm not going to spend money on the game anymore. And slowly the whales are going to start logging off. They're going to start, or rather stop spending so much money and eventually uninstall the game because there's no one to show off to. And it's a system that the devs for Where Winds Meet have built. They're going to chase away a lot of players. Players are going to be like, bro, this game is too expensive. I'll never look cool. I'll never have any of these weapons with cool effects or outfits with cool effects. I'm done. I'm out of here. They should, just like, I suggested it a long time ago. Allow players to outright purchase legendary items, flashy items from the cash shop. I promise you, the game would prosper even more and be even more popular. But if they want to keep this segregation going where the rich people, the whales, have this exclusivity over people who don't spend money, the game is going to fail long term.
The server becomes a whale ghost town. It is highly profitable for a few months, sure, but once the servers go quiet, even the whales swim away. Whenever you bring up these issues, there's always that one guy in the comments who says, who cares? It is just cosmetics. You don't need a pretty dress to kill the boss. Well, yeah, you're right. Sure, on paper, you are correct. But in a massively multiplayer game, just cosmetic is a lie we tell ourselves. Social standing is a gameplay. Looking cool is the end game. If everyone else looks like a legendary hero and you look like a potato sack, sack because you didn't spend $500, your experience is worse. That is just human psychology. Even if you don't care about fashion, the just cosmetic excuse falls apart when you look at the mounts. You see, the paid horses aren't just shinier. They have skills. They can double jump, auto path to resources, and collect items for you. That isn't vanity, that is utility. That is a paid advantage that saves you time and lets you move around the map differently than a free player. That is soft power, and it is definitely for sale. What if you want to participate?
I don't know what to say about that part right there with the mount. Cause they had a 99-cent horse mount that I purchased when I first started playing the game, and that thing is pretty awesome. So I can't agree or disagree with him on this. I'm neutral here. Yeah. Back to the video.
But you aren't rich. The game offers you the monthly pass. It is $5. It looks like a great deal for the minnows, the small spenders, right? The dolphins. However, the math tells a different story. The pass gives you exactly one paid gacha pull per month. Remember, you need 150 pulls to guarantee a prize. So if you rely on this $5 pass, it will take you 12.5 years to hit pity once. By the time you get your guaranteed outfit, we will be playing GTA 6. We will be playing Ananta. I don't know where that game went, to be honest, and Genshin Impact has finally concluded their story. Okay, I need to be fair here. Glaivekiyo from the future again. That 12-year figure assumes you only buy the pass. If you actually grind every single free resource of the currency, weekly shops, events, everything, you know, like actually play the game, the math works out to about 1 year to hit pity once, or 2 years to guarantee the specific 2-orb outfit you want. So you won't be waiting for the PlayStation 7, just the PlayStation 6, which is still actually pretty bad. The pass isn't there to help you get items. It is a dolphin trap. Its only job is to get you used to opening the gacha menu, to get you comfortable with being a spender, so that one day when you are frustrated, you might just swipe for the full amount. This brings us to the final question. Why are the developers so quiet? The PC community is on fire, the forums are burning down, and the studio hasn't said a word. And that silent isn't an accident, it is a strategy. They are waiting for December 12th, the day the mobile version launches. They're betting everything on a simple fact. Mobile gamers are different. Mobile gamers are used to gacha. They are used to paying for convenience. The developers are holding that a wave of millions of mobile players will flood the servers, spend money without complaining, and completely drown out the angry PC players. They're not fixing the problem because to them, the PC players aren't the customers. We are just the beta testers waiting for the real whales to arrive. So where does that leave us? When you take a step back and look at the whole picture, Where Winds Meet is in a very strange position. It is effectively a hostage situation. The hostage is the game itself, this beautiful, high-quality open world with incredible combat. The captor is this casino-style economy that has been engineered specifically to extract maximum value from the Western markets. The game wants you to have fun. The community wants to see how much you are willing to lose. If you are going to play, and honestly, the combat is good enough that you probably should, my advice is to adopt the mindset of a tourist. Treat this game like a theme park. You go there and ride the roller coasters. You go there to see the sights, but you absolutely refuse to buy the overpriced souvenirs at the gift shop. Play the story, fight the bosses, enjoy the fact that the stamina system keeps the actual gameplay fair, but do it with the acceptance that you are going to look basic. You won't have the glowing sword, you won't have the white hair, you will look like a generic NPC, but in exchange for looking boring, you get to play a AAA game for free, and you get to keep your dignity, because the moment you open that cash shop, you are not playing a game anymore, you are entering a rigged system that was designed to beat you. And that brings me to the question I want to leave you with today. The data makes it clear this wasn't an accidental pricing error, it was a deliberate restructuring to charge global players 12 times more than the players in China for the exact same items. Do you believe a publisher is justified in doing that simply because the region is different? My answer is of course not, but you can have your own opinion. Or is this finally a bridge too far for an economy that claims to be optional? Let me know what you think in the comments below, but that is all from me, Glaivekiyo.
And there we have it. All right, so we're going to go to the comment section, and I'm not going to read all this shit. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I left a comment there. My comment was this. They can easily fix the predatory gotchas by allowing players to outright purchase legendary cosmetics. Or, yeah. I said outright twice. Well, anyways, but that's true. They can literally fix the predatory gotchas by doing that. The real Trojan horse is power creep in gacha games. Cosmetics is much more because you don't need it to progress the story. Hell no, I ain't reading through it. I'm trying to see because there's a lot of people who are attacking dude, bro. Let's see. Farming drama, you'll get the drama. Don't be sorry, be better. Okay. I agree that the cosmetics in Gacha game is predatory, but calling all free outfits basic and boring is going a bit too far. I have actually spent on the game, to be fair, not going for a specific outfit, but because I wanted to support the business model. So this is the problem right here, this mentality of I want to support the business. It ain't about supporting the business. It's the way that they've injected this system, this predatory system into the game. A lot of you dumbasses don't seem to understand that. You're not looking at the bigger picture. You're looking at it's free to play, cosmetics is not pay to win, and if you're broke, shut the fuck up and don't spend. That's the mindset that people have. That's why so many people reneged against this video. Like, I bet you, like, he got 1,000 likes on this video, but I'm pretty sure that dislike ratio was pretty wild, bruh. Like, I'm pretty sure it was wild as fuck. But so it was okay. So we're gonna go back to this comment here. But that mindset needs to change. Y'all need to look at the bigger picture, bro. You wanted to support the business model, so you like the predatory gacha system in the game, because that's what you're supporting. You're supporting that. Yeah, the game is free to play. It's a AAA free to play game with dope combat, dope open world exploration, and all that. But the monetization system is fucked, and we global players are the ones getting fucked with no lube. Let's see. Agreed. There's quite a few good free skins. They're talking about the free skins, and some of the free skins are not even fucking dyeable, by the way. Just so you guys know. Let's see. Oh yeah, they did also offer $1 skins too. So I just had to put that out there. The mount is a minor. Pay to win though. Auto pick up herbs. Many players. What? Just but horse. I don't. Mene player just but the horse and AFK on top of herb node. Oh, okay. Many players just buy the horse and AFK on top of herb nodes. Okay. The gacha and high price ones are purposely designed to have more flashy light effects and fancy details, which makes them less immersive. In the meantime, Blue Squadron literally mentioned he had super flashy spear on his back, but none of the soldiers seemed to notice during the furnace invitation quest, whatever. While the free, cheaper costumes have more details and make them fit in the world better, it is purposely designed that way so both ends of costume can provide some improvement to player experience. And NetEase marketing group do have the belief that those who just want to flex and aura farm, they tend to care less about the immersion of the game. Yeah, well, NetEase is gonna fuck off their player base if they continue to go down this path. NetEase is gonna be end of servicing the global version of this game if they keep on. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. The honeymoon phase is gonna end in 2026 sometime. Let's see. Yeah, the effect is so ridiculous. I would be okay with it when the weapon is sheathed. There is no effect. Then bam, overkill effect when you pull the weapon to fight. Oh, they're talking about the weapon effects and all this. Literally got an ad for the game before the video. I'm glad they monetize on skins. I absolutely don't care. Even free outs look good enough, and they don't impact the actual game. Yeah, they're good. So milk those rich players. Hey, yeah, I mean, shit, milk those rich players dry. Actually gacha skins or effect pay skins impact your gameplay, but in a bad way. Oh yeah, this person's one of those. Let's see. This is literally the dumbest shit anyone can say because the gacha system is disgusting. Predatory monetization, literally manipulate. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. It's literally manipulated to give you a pity pool close to spending $700 for an outfit. Explain to me how doing this to the global market is a good thing. I agree. There you go. Of course, you're fine with the monetization. The company, after all, is not monetizing you whatsoever. What about the people who care more about cosmetic than power? Sounds absolutely idiotic to attack the very people who support the game you like. Ah, yes, one of those hive mind retards that's not looking at the practices that the company's doing. All right, let's see. I like the video, but small misconception and actively incorrect information is that the veiled edge outfit is a gacha. Oh no, that's yeah. But I'm broke as fuck. Maybe this is the only MMORPG where I could kick the whales in the ass. Kick the whale's ass. I'm sorry. This game is not advertised as an MMORPG, my friend. It's a ARPG. It's a game that has many different elements, and we don't know what the game truly wants to be. But look, I'm about to wrap this shit up. This dude got attacked in his comment section a lot. He has yet to address any of these comments that attacked him, because he has a lot of them, man. He does have a lot of them that's like defending the game and shit like that. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. I'm done, man. Like, I've already gave my 2 cents. I've said it multiple times. All they have to do is put legendary cosmetics with the same flashiness, or just a little bit toned down flashiness for wholesale, or do what they do to the Chinese players. Give us the option to trade. Lower the prices. Why is the global players being treated unfairly? Huh? Answer that. I'm done, man. It's your boy Legacy. I'm out.